New week, new run. Back at it. Little tanner, a few less brain cells, lots of beer, lots of boats, lots of water over the last week. It's a good week and a half off. Batteries recharged. Back at it once again. This one's a long one too. This is one pick, 6 drops. I think it's 6. Picking up Tinker, another military load as usual. Par for the course. First stop will be Nellis in Vegas. We'll drop down to San Diego. We'll do North Island in San Diego. And then there's a new one in San Diego. I can't remember the name of it. I haven't been to that one yet. So there's actually 2 new ones on this run. So there's 2 in San Diego, and then there's one on the northwest side of Los Angeles, Migu. It's another new one. Up to Tracy and then to Bremerton, Washington. So it's a long one. And Bremerton is the one where there's a lot of security in Bremerton. It's a task to get in there. It's got FBI and CIA offices and lots of security in Bremerton. But this will be the second time I've been to Bremerton. So this one goes all the way up. Bremerton is just it's kind of west of Seattle. Not a bad run though. See if we can catch a back haul. Oh, I'm going to Lemoore too. I forgot about Lemoore. Lemoore, Tracy, Bremerton. This will be the second time I've been to Lemoore as well. I got a back haul coming out of Lemoore last time I was in Lemoore, so that one went to McAllister, right by the house. So we'll see if we can't replicate that again. That was a good back haul. Made it to the house, took a 34 before I delivered the load to McAllister, so that makes life a little easier. If I got one coming all the way back from the West Coast back to within 30 minutes of the house, I'll do that. I'll take that. That's a good back haul for me. So it doesn't have to be a stupid high paying back haul because it's right by the house. It's not 300 miles away from the house. Deadhead time getting back to the house when I'm done. So works out well if I get one going back to McAllister. So that's the plan. See if we can find something. But you know how that goes. Whatever you think is going to happen, doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. Never does. You think you're going to make it to a certain spot by a certain time? Nope. Adjust on the fly 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I promise you, it'll be one of those trips, I bet. But this one's long enough. I'll have to take a 34 somewhere. I'll have to shut down and take a 34 because it's all the way up to Washington. That's a long one. So we'll get into Tinker. We'll get this loaded. I'll shoot some video of them loading, and I'll try and sneak some video of unloads. Sometimes it's difficult just because it's military bases. But having the TWIC card, I may not require an escort on the bases. I may be able to go on my own. The problem is usually I've got the escort with me. You're not supposed to shoot video on base. With that escort with me, I can't say, hang on, let me set up my camera. Doesn't work like that. So hopefully with the TWIC card we can get a little more footage of unloads as we go. We'll give it our best shot. I know you guys want to see loads and unloads, not just me talking and driving. I do my best to get as much footage for you guys as I can, but sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. So Tinker's easy. I can do Tinker all day long because I don't require an escort to get into Tinker, and there's nobody looking over my shoulder the whole time. So we'll get into Tinker, we'll get it loaded, we'll check in somewhere along the way. See ya. Alright, so we made some changes since I checked in with you this morning. We've added 2 stops. Broker called me, said, you want to take 2 more stops for a little more money? And I said, well, you know I do. But the thing is, when you go into Tinker, you got to be empty to get loaded. So he had to find 2 trucks to go in and pick the loads up on my behalf. So they were taking the load, and then once we got off Tinker, we transloaded them over to me, and I've got the BOLs. So I got loaded, strapped, tarped, found the other 2 guys, watched them get loaded, made sure everything was going to fit. We went off base to a truck stop around the corner, transloaded both pieces, so I had to untarp, unstrap, and then transload, retarp, restrap. So I've I've untarped and tarped twice today, straps as well. So now we have 11 stops, not 9. The good thing is one of the stops we added was in San Diego, so now I have 3 in San Diego. I'm filthy, by the way. So now we have 3 in San Diego, and then the other one was San Miguel, which is up between LA and San Francisco somewhere. I'll have to map it later tonight and see exactly where it is. But I've got Magoo that's right there in that same area, so it's kind of convenient. So I'm doing my back haul on the front side, so it's a front haul. We're doing a front haul because we added freight to it. Now if I did hit all the way back home, I really don't care, because it's extra money being made on the front side, so I'm good. We'll add a day or so, maybe 2 to the run, but so be it. Wasn't significant extra money, but wasn't bad. I'll take it. for 2 stops, I'll take it. I'm going that way anyways. We're just gonna make a couple extra stops. So yeah, 2 more, 11 total. Headed west. See you in a little while. Subscriber update. We did the push for 200 last time, and we achieved our goal, and then some. I've done a couple pretty good shorts since then, and we've added some more folks. We're up to 231. So now the push is for 250. Let's see if we can get to 250 on this run. We jumped up briefly to 232 for about a day. Somebody unsubscribed. And I think maybe that's somebody subscribing, watching all the content, and then unsubscribing. I don't know. It's weird. I'll jump up 2 or 3 and then back off 1 or 2 every once in a while. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. But yeah, up to 231. Let's see if we can push up to 250. 250 on this run. 250 would be nice. It's going to be a long run, so we'll put out a decent amount of content on this run. I'll try and find some cool stuff to do shorts with. But yeah, I think we can push. We'll push up 250 on this run. Let's see if we can get to 250. 250. Here we come. Watch out. Hope you make it all the way to Albuquerque tonight, west side of Albuquerque. I can still make it, but it pushes it right up to the last minute. I still got to go through Port of Entry, going into New Mexico here shortly in about 35 minutes. And that's going to take 20 minutes. So that, in turn, will make me about 20 minutes short of Albuquerque, and where I want to stop for the night. There are no truck stops on the east side of Albuquerque. Everything's in Albuquerque or on the west side. So I wouldn't know where I would stop if I come up 20 minutes short of Albuquerque. So I've made the decision I'm just going to stop Tucumcari. It leaves 2.5, 3 hours on the clock, but doesn't leave me stranded out in the middle of nowhere with no facilities, no food, no anything. I'd rather stop a little short tonight. It's been a long day anyways. Adding those 2 pieces of freight to me, having to transload them and all that stuff, it cost me a lot of time. My shift time, drive time, and break time are all the same at this point. Well, my break it's about a 30 minutes difference between my break and my drive. I'm getting 3:28, so I got to take a break. I got 3:55 left on drive. I'll use about an hour of that, so I'll leave roughly 3 hours on the clock. But I'd probably have to take a 30-minute to looking at it, so that's going to make me 50 minutes short of Albuquerque. So I'll just stop short. The earlier you stop, the better your chances of getting a parking spot for the night. If I go all the way to Albuquerque, it's going to be 10 o'clock local time before I get there. There ain't going to be any parking. It'll all be full, even if I go to Albuquerque. So I'll stop short at Tucumcari. They got to Godfather's Pizzas anyway. That sounds amazing right now. Craving it, actually. Yeah, classic meat, cheese, onions, olives, sausage. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that tonight. So leave some time up. But you know what? Over a I guess it's an 11-day trip at this point. I think it's going to add 2 days to me adding those 2 stops. Over 11 days, if I give up a couple hours today, I'll be all right. It's not going to make that much of a difference. Tucumcari to San Diego it's doable in one drive, but you can't have any delays. I'm torn between what to do. I'll play with maps and figure it out tonight, whether I go to Vegas first or go to San Diego first and hit Vegas on the way back. I'll play with times, play with routing, see what I come up with tonight, make that decision while I'm sitting there tonight. It's something to do to keep me busy for a little while. When you stop for 12 hours, you need something to occupy you. Just sitting there is horrible. I've got the TV and stuff, but I don't always just watch TV. Oh, excuse me. Where'd that come from? I apologize. But yeah, we're gonna stop a little short tonight. We'll call it good. I don't want to drive. The later it gets, the further the sun gets down. Driving west is horrible. I prefer to, if I can only drive east all the time, that's what I would do, because driving into the blistering sun in the afternoon is horrid. Morning isn't so bad, but driving west is horrible at night. It's hot, it's bright, it's in your face, it's not good. Hate it. But yeah, Tucumcari, New Mexico is where we're going to make it tonight. So port of entry, and having to take a 30-minute break was just going to put the screws to me. So we'll call it good. Stop a little short, not a big deal. So we'll check in with you here in a little while. I'll probably do a good night video like I always do when I park for the night. So we'll check in here shortly. See ya. Alright guys, home for the night. Tucumcari, New Mexico at the Loves. As predicted, I left about 2.5 hours on the clock. It's better than being stuck out in the middle of nowhere on the east side of Albuquerque. I'll take this. I had to take a break anyways. Would have just put the screws to me, so we'll just call it here for the night. They got the Godfathers here. I'm gonna eat some pizza pie for dinner. We'll get up in the morning and start heading west fairly early. I'll do some gazintas tonight and figure out what I want to do first, whether I want to go to Vegas first or just go to San Diego. Vegas is a small piece. It's only 12 inches tall, 12 inches wide, 6 foot long. Only weighs a couple 100 pounds, so if it makes the ride the whole trip, not a big deal. If I go to San Diego first, I get a lot of weight off real quick, because I've got several stops in San Diego and just north of San Diego. So the emptier I get, the faster, the better fuel mileage I'm going to get. So we'll play with the numbers. We'll figure it out tonight. We'll let you know in the morning. All right, talk to you tomorrow. Seizure.